Mark mentioned that Devin's eye or whatever was leading to him reading the card, having some trouble with the communication. How much was that affecting you all at various points?
It did. A couple wrong plays, get some delay games. You just think about the kid, just hopefully he's okay. And he said his eyes was, his eye was really blurry. He said he just couldn't read. So, hopefully he's okay. That's really all I think about. From an execution standpoint, it wasn't just his fault. So, hopefully he's okay. But that definitely affected some of our operation.
During training camp, I think I asked you about his ability to extend play.
Yeah.
We talked about how he does have a knack of, even though he's not a scrambler per se, he can extend plays. He really seemed to do that tonight.
He did, it kind of got us going in a couple instances. And it's nice when the quarterback, you call plays, right, and you hope to get a coverage, but that probably happens about 5 to 10 times a game where you get, the exact look of the exact play that you want. And players need to make plays, and he did so. He did that on a number of occasions, and then really had the one that, could have been a touchdown as well, where Dano had it until he was going down at the end in the end zone. So that would have put us up, 28-3, I think, and then you feel a little bit better about where you're at. And then, if he doesn't get nicked, maybe things are operating better, but he helped us. I thought he did some really good things. He missed one third down where he missed Barry on a corner route. He threw it to Tavion, almost got picked on a third and I think it was 2 or 3. If he would have just kind of hung on to it for an extra tick, he's got Barry on for a touchdown on a corner route. But other than that, I thought he did some really good things.
Do you feel like he's just getting more in command of of your offense and what you're asking of him?
Definitely. Friday, we had the best Friday. I know you talk about practice performance equaling game reality, but we had our best Friday practice that we've had all season. And not just him, but the ball didn't touch the ground one time on Friday. And that's not always the case, right? And it might not have shown in some ways tonight, but I do think that he's getting better. And he's getting better each week.
You had the one drive before half where the run game really worked.
Yeah.
The rest of the game it was kind of consistent. Where do you just feel like that's at?
I have to evaluate, but I don't know if our guards played great tonight. In some ways, that we knew it would be tough to run it consistently, and then we got enough going, and for a while there, though, it felt like we were only throwing it, well to move the ball, and that gets a little dicey. And because after I think the defense was on the field for a 19-play drive. Then we needed to really kind of run it in order to get them off the field. Then we got the pick 6, so we got a little breathing room. And then we, like you said, we went on that drive before the half, which resulted in points, which was nice. And that just didn't stay consistent, and we have to look at it, whether it's, the O-line, the scheme, the tight ends, the running backs, everybody's involved in the run game. So have to look at truly why, but we also got to get, make people miss at the second and third levels and, be special with the ball in our hands. And, that's part of the game. We'll take a look at that and maybe we have to, change some schemes.
Liam, I asked Mark about this. I know maybe the bare minimum expectation out in Kentucky is to make a bowl, but you guys have gained it for an 8th consecutive year. How much does that mean to you, and just what do you think it means for the program as a whole?
Yeah, it's just success, right? I guess anytime, I don't know, I know it's not the standard at which this place is operating anymore, but I think anytime you make a bowl game, you have a chance to win 7 games, which is more than you're losing, and that's obviously above average. It's not where we our end game, but I obviously haven't been here for a very long time, but I think it's impressive. I think it is personally. I think there's a lot of teams out there in the country that probably don't do that. And, especially to do it in this conference and consistent as Coach Stoops has been here, as this program's been, I think it's pretty impressive.
You mentioned just there, I've been here as long necessarily, but this is the first time under Mark Stoops Kentucky's ever won here in Starkville.
Yeah.
First time since 2008. Do you feel like that was felt probably in the locker room? How
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like Coach Stoops was saying to me, like with about a couple minutes left in the game, he's like, Liam, like you got to smile up there, man. You know, because I was, you get ticked off when you don't execute, right? And like last week, we executed in some ways, but we lose, right? And so we don't execute as well as we'd like to as an offense, but we win the game. And really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And it does. And I'm speaking to myself when I say that, it's all that matters. At the end of the day, wins are wins. And this is not an easy place to win. It's not an easy travel. And our kids were resilient. Our defense played their tails off. And at the end of the day, it's a team win. And it is good to get down here. And, I mean, those cowbells aren't fun, And so to hear those pretty quiet for the majority of the game was nice.
Liam, pardon me if this is a crazy question, because obviously I know you guys are trying to milk the clock and get out here to win. Was there any thought maybe kind of letting Kaya cut loose some?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't sitting there saying run with him in. That wasn't the thought process. I mean, he made a great play on the one boot where he evades the rusher and hits Dan on the over. We just didn't, we were trying to work on running it, really. I mean, we hadn't run it that well, and we were trying to work on running the football, and it just became one of those weird games where we knew the only thing that we could really do to lose the game would be to throw an interception to the house or have a sacked fumble. So as coaches, you're saying, well, yeah, it would be great to get Kaya some reps and get him to throw it and all that, but really at what cost? At what cost? And to go in there and the defense played so well. Special teams played really well. We did enough in order to win the game, I guess. So you don't want to take that away from the team.
Thanks, Lee. Go ahead when you're ready.
Brett, obviously you guys, you played 3 very explosive offenses, had a tough time in those games. How you guys really seem to bounce back tonight?
Yeah. I thought the guys battled and was proud of their effort. I've been proud of their effort all season. That's never been the issue. The one drive where they did go whatever it was, 19, 20 plays and get the field goal. Again, tackling issues there. We got to continue to try to get that cleaned up. They're SEC teams that we're playing, and they're going to make some guys miss, just like our guys on offense make other guys miss. But we got to continue to get guys to the ground consistently to help us get off the field. But I thought our guys, the energy on the sideline was great. They came ready to play, and the result is what it is.
You talked during the week about getting some of that swagger back. How much did just playing well key to doing that, just building the confidence? It was a difficult final stretch here.
Yeah, I think they always they have it. They've got it inside. Just like anybody in life, like you can question a little bit, right? But it's there, and it's our job as coaches to continue to make them feel like they don't ever have to worry about showing that confidence and playing with an edge. And we've got to be smart about it, right? We can't just lose our minds and get unnecessary penalties, but getting up to that line and playing fast and playing physical. And I think Trevin set the tone with the very first hit of the game, and I think guys were ready. And then you get the one-on-one ball, which has been a little bit of an Achilles for us, right? First third down of the game, and Max is battling a big wide receiver, get it off him. Then D-Jack gets a pick 6. It's a lot of things that fuel that confidence and that swagger. And obviously we know we got a huge test coming in this week. But I think this is something to build on.
Brad, how pivotal was that? That pick 6 was given. You guys have been on the field for 20 plays, and then offense. You guys only took 2 minutes off the clock, so to get like one play and be in the end zone.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. And then, what's nice is that it happened on the first play. Sometimes those pick 6s, if they happen on play 5 or 6, and then you have to go back out. Now it's acting like it's another 20. When it happens on the very first play of the drive, they're not exhausted going back. Excuse me. they're not exhausted going back out on the field. So
Have you ever had your kind of swing from a 20-play drive as defensive, coordinator to a 1-play drive the next time?
now that one's probably a first. But to think, I think everybody thinks about the pick six. But when you really think about, you played 20 plays and you had a lot of things that where you had chances to get off the field, and we had, multiple missed tackles, and we had a lot of things sort of go wrong on that drive, where you could sort of hang your head at the end and then give up a touchdown, or you can battle and finish and force a field goal and basically say, hey, we took your best shot, 19 plays all the way down, and all you can come away with is a field goal. I think that helps build confidence. You may be tired on the sideline, but at least you're confident in the fact that, okay, you know what? We bowed up when we need to. And, at the end of the day, that's what this game's about. And so, no, I'm proud of the guys.
You did that at the end, too, when they got it down to the 2 with the freshman quarterback. Obviously, their penalty moved the ball back, but you were able to get the sack to finish it and keep it
to finish it off and keep it out of the end zone. That's it. You just got to keep battling. You got to wait till it's a break in your, and don't get me wrong, we've got to create our own breaks. I mean, we had opportunities on third down to get off the field. Then we stop them on third, and they go on fourth down, and we bring a pressure and they get the little speed out. But the guys, you could just hang your head and man, they're going to score. And they didn't, and they just battled. First and goal on the 1, boom, you make the big stop, and then they get the penalty. So now all of a sudden, it's second and goal from the 16, and now you're humming, and then. Then you get the intentional grounding, and so then we're off and rolling.
Brad, you guys held Mike to under 2 yards per carry. What was kind of the big difference after struggling to stop Joe Milton on the ground last week and even Mike last year?
I think our guys were dialed into what we were going to see, and again, I think we contained them a little bit on third down. We had the one run last year for 69. It was kind of just a perfect storm that things just got blocked up right and he got out. But then he really hurt us last year, with some of the scrambles on third down. And, I thought we did a fairly decent job of keeping those guys in the pocket. I thought we did a nice job of, when he tried to push the pocket, our guys got sticky, in coverage. We got helped with a couple of drops. But, hey, listen, that's football, and sometimes you need a couple of breaks to go your way, too.
What can you say about the defensive line? You're pretty limited with some guys who are usually pretty big mainstays on that line.
Yeah, I thought they rolled through when they battled, and it was great to get Trey to get that sack there towards the end. And hey, listen, this is a tough league, and it's big and it's physical, and you're gonna tape and duct tape and use every strap that they've got in the training room on guys' knees and shoulders and hips, so you name it. And so I'm proud of these guys across the board, and it's not just the D-line, but at every level. And when you think about a guy like Trevin, led the team in tackles again, and everybody's got something that they're dealing with at this point in the season, across the country. But they just show up to work. They want to play hard, play for their teammates. I thought they were selfless today. We try to get in and out of some personnel groups. It was good to see Tyrese, in some of the pass rush stuff. You see the twitch that he can bring off an edge. So we just have to continue to grow and develop. Obviously, big challenge this week.
Thanks, Brian.